You guys really seem to like when I blab about my life and the stupid things I did, for some reason. So here's another one. I'm definitely not the only one who did this, but in quarantine when everyone was doing online school, I will admit I cheated. I was in 8th grade, my teachers would always have a Google Meet for every class. Now I've been considered the smart kid my whole life, and it was true. I was. So with that information in my head, I was like, well, I'm pretty smart, so I'm just gonna play Roblox and do my work later. And I did. And by later, I mean like 2 minutes before it was due. I would always Google the answers and cheat to get my work done. No regrets. But when we would end up going back to school like a week later, it would be a problem. Because I literally knew nothing. But as the smart kid, I found a way to solve that problem. Earlier when I said I played Roblox, I mean I played Roblox every single day on the days that we would do online school. In 8th grade, Canada allowed schools to have school in person, but on weeks that would have more C-19 outbreaks, those were the weeks that we would have online school until the number dropped. Now, the cheating didn't stop there. In ninth grade, which was last year, I would still sometimes Google the answers when the teacher and or students were creepily standing behind me, like creeps. For science especially, our teacher would assign these Google Docs with questions for the textbook pages that we had just read, and I would just copy and paste the questions into Google, and then copy and paste the answer into the document. Change a few words and misspell a couple big words, get rid of every word that was science af because, come on. You want to know what else I did in ninth grade? This time it wasn't cheating, but in fact, I was going on my device during class. Now, literally everyone who had used their phone in class got caught. Like, everyone. But like I said, I'm the smart kid. I didn't have a phone at the time because mine had broke, so for the last 6 months of school, I would always use my tablet during my free time or whatever, which I know is like really weird. I was really weird. But that didn't stop me. I would only do this in religion, social, LA, and because those were the classes that were in our homeroom, and the seating plan had me in the back with all my friends, hee hee. So I had my binder in front of my desk and my textbook on top of that, slightly hanging off my binder and my fat ass tablet right there in front of me. Every time the teacher would walk in my direction, I would slowly slide my notebook on top of my tablet so that it wouldn't be seen. And believe it or not, I never got caught. I would still write down all the notes and everything, I just never paid attention to the reading of the textbook portion of class because TikToks are more important. Now that I've told you about that, I can finally tell you how accomplished I feel that my classmates who literally had a device 10 times smaller than my freaking tablet got caught. I did not. You want to know something? I practically did 8th grade twice, but not actually. In 8th grade, I was in fact in 8th grade. But then I switched schools and went back to the school I went to for 6th grade and went there for ninth grade. The school is pretty small. I'd say there was literally like 5 ninth graders in the beginning of the year. So we shared a class with the 8th graders like they do every year. The school had always had the ninth and 8th graders together, I'm pretty sure, so they had a way with making it work. But this year, the 8-9 class was learning grade 8, and the previous year they had learned grade 9. It's very confusing. I don't really know. That's just what the lady at the school told me. So yeah, basically, I semi-knew everything, but then again, I did not. I don't know. Actually, what I find really funny is at the end of the year, when we had to do our final exams and PATs, which I guess only Canadian schools do, I knew literally nothing. I was going to do all my PATs with no clue of what I was supposed to do. Great. So literally a day before I was about to do my social studies PAT, my teacher gave me a fat stack of papers and told me to read all of it so I knew what I should know. But there was no way I was going to be able to read, never mind memorize, all of it. I never study for anything. I just wing it and it seems to work all right. So what I did to deal with the problem was simple. I didn't read it. Instead, when I did my social PAT the next day, I just took guesses and filled in the random little bubbles on the bubble sheet thing they give you. With all of that said, I find it kind of interesting how I literally never studied or paid much attention to my social class because that class is boring AF. Yet, I was still the first one to hand in my work and get on a roll. I don't know how I did it, but all I can say is I'm the smart kid.